I need a 30 for 30 to show that I'm different like Jordan and Pippen, you bitch. I need a 30 for 30 like Jalen and Webber. Nobody gon' fuck on my clique. I need a 30 for 30. All right, reigning league MVP Lamar Jackson and his Baltimore Ravens faced off against the Indianapolis Colts. Indianapolis is actually doing good this year. They got veteran and probably future Hall of Fame. Y'all think he getting in Phillip Rivers? He probably getting in.
And maybe 7 try.
I'm starting to see. We think that NFL Hall of Fame is real hard to get in, but I'm starting to see they'll let some boys up in there, man. They'll let some boys up in there, but that's another topic. But future Hall of I say future Hall of Famer Phillip Rivers. In the Indianapolis Colts, they 5-3. So solid team. And Ravens beat them. They look kind of shaky in that first half. Look real shaky, matter of fact. But they got things right in that second half, and they pulled off on them boys. But we've been hearing a lot of chatter, echoing, I think, what my brother JoJo said earlier this year, and also TJ. Y'all were questioning Lamar Jackson's ability in big games, whether it be his playoff performances, whether it be regular season when he faces off against a top-notch team. A lot of folks are saying this man, yeah, he got the MVP. Yeah, we know he's amazing with running the ball and off play action and stuff like that. But a lot of people are saying Lamar Jackson can't get it done in the biggest games. Did that win against the Colts start to change your mind in it if you felt like that as well? Or do you think that game really wasn't big enough? Joe, we'll start with you.
All right. As far as him winning the big games, he still hasn't shown me that he can. The stats he had was 19 of 23, 170 yards, 0 passing TDs, 0 INTs. They had 13 rushes, 58 yards for a touchdown. They basically won that game because of their defense.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, if you're looking for the convention, for the how I want to say it, because I think the QB, I think it's starting to change now. Guys just not standing in the pocket throwing the ball anymore. Like it's more and more QBs that's running the football now. If you're looking for the pocket passer, let me say it that way. Looking for the pocket passer, that's not going to be Lamar. It's never going to be Lamar. He is a QB. He can play quarterback. He just plays it differently. Mm-hmm. As far as his stats, Greg Roman is his offensive coordinator.
That's y'all former boy.
Exactly. As a Niner fan, I know Cap had some good years under Greg.
Y'all went to the Super Bowl.
But I did see the defenses start to pick up on Greg Roman's offense. Mm-hmm. I think he's a great coordinator at with mixing in passing with running the ball. He's great. He's great at that. I don't necessarily, because I can't say that he calls a great game in big games. If the QB not able to run the ball, he has trouble. Hollywood Brown, what did he tell them? Why have a luxury car and not use it?
That's what he said.
He threw the ball, 23 times? If he only throwing it 23 times, we know 14 of them going to Mark Andrews. We know that. 14 of them going to.
Man, cool out, man. So you giving them the Vick. Like, remember how Vick used to find
that's what
Algie Crumpler, was that his name?
Algie Crumpler. That was him. He barely could run too. But right. Look, he would catch touchdowns though. I give him that. But I just think Lamar, he's probably gonna need a more innovative passing offensive coordinator in order for us to really see if he can really throw the ball like that. Me personally, I think he can. I think they think he run the ball so well that they kind of put the passing on the back burner. But there is something to say as far as the big games. We say it's Lamar, but it may be a combination of Lamar and Greg Roman.
I think that so you agreeing with TJ from earlier this year, because and I pushed back on TJ earlier this year, but because I think after the Kansas City game,
Okay.
T was frustrated with how they were using Lamar and some of the things they were doing. So as a 49ers fan who's seen a whole lot more of Greg Roman than I have, you seeing some of the same things that went bad in San Francisco?
Well, yeah, which is weird. Like, even okay, Lamar MVP year, he threw quite a few bombs to Hollywood Brown. We're not seeing that this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, are
Lamar
you
led the
not?
league in touchdowns last year, didn't he? I think
I
Lamar
can't
led.
remember.
Yeah, he led the league in touchdowns and
So I'm
passing
like, why
touchdowns.
why are we not seeing it? Are you not calling that specific play at all? Like what's the deal? If you look at it, even Mark Andrews, he's not quite the tight end he was last year.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like there's a regression that's going. So I don't think it's just Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
When you have more than one offensive player that's regressing, we got to look at the coordinator.
That's an interesting take. Interesting take. Clay, what you think, dog?
Well, to me, as far as can he win the big game, I still say the jury's still out for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, yeah, winning this game, all the playoff implications and all that was tied into it, and they did win the game. But like Joe said, it really was a defensive game. And on top of that, Lamar, he made plays to be able to, get the team in a position to win and this and the third, but it wasn't like real spectacular type of stuff. My thing is, like I said, still like, okay, we talking about an MVP, right? All
Mm-hmm.
right, and we talking about, okay, when you have a player like that, it's like, okay, we're not worried. The mindset for them should be, because remember in the beginning of the season, they had them really up there saying that they was the favorites to win the Super Bowl. They was like
Oh, no
the
doubt. Yeah.
Ravens.
Hmm.
It was like that loss to Tennessee was a fluke, really, because they went down real quick. So they was really saying that the Ravens are the favorite for the Super Bowl. So it's like, okay, you can't roll that back now. You have to still stick with that. So that means that, okay, like I got to beat these teams that's really I'm gonna have to really see in the playoffs. So it's like the Steelers game. You can't have it. You know what I'm saying? If you Lamar and you trying to prove to the world that you this guy. Like Joe said, he's not gonna be that I'm gonna win by passing more really than like, but I guess greater passing numbers than rushing yards because he's so blessed as a rusher. It's like, okay, if any quarterback could do that, they would do that because then you really playing 11 on 11 football. You know what I'm saying? Like you really can't account for a scrambling guy. So anybody that has that talent, you a fool. Like even like Joe said, like the league now, if you are a stationary quarterback, you're not gonna make it in this league, man, because it's defenders that's running four fours and four threes almost now. It's defensive linemen. It's like 280, 290 that's running like four fours at this point. So it's like if you sit in that pocket and you don't have the greatest offensive line out in the league, you're gonna get chewed up. You have to be able to escape. Hence when we was talking about Brady earlier. You see what I'm saying? You got to be able to escape the pocket. All of the quarterbacks nowadays that's elite have that scrambling ability. You see what I'm saying? Or on the rise to becoming elite, have scrambling ability because the game has changed. You got to be able to get out the pocket. So Lamar does that the best. But like we said, the passing wise, what happens when a team runs up the score and you can't run the ball to the effectiveness is how the Ravens want to run the ball, which is a lot. What happens when that happens? And he has to sit back and just throw all day. That's that's what I had to see him. Now I ain't gonna say him. The critics will have to see him beat a team like that in the playoffs where he's throwing the ball. Like it ain't running majority of the time. He has to really throw the ball and beat a respectable team, and then maybe they'll get off his back because, like you said, he already is gonna have that stigma as a scrambling quarterback. But he's gonna have to beat a good caliber team in the playoffs where he's throwing the ball and not those 10 and in. Like you're gonna have to show the entire, you know what I'm saying, arsenal of throws before they really start saying, hey, he's legit in big games.
All right.
And like I
So
said,
far,
I ain't saying it.
So far this year, they've beaten the Browns, Texans, the, the Washington football team. Every time I say that shit, I can't help but y'all so racist. You won't even name the motherfuckers no more. But
Boy.
they beat the Bengals, they beat the Eagles, and they just beat the Colts. So out of those wins, which one do you even respect?
Probably the Colts.
It's gonna have to be the Colts.
Just
Yeah,
that one.
probably the Colts.
And so,
Which I think they should have beat the Steelers.
yeah, they lost to the Steelers 28-24. That's that one came out of that last throw.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But you know they're gonna hold that. They gonna, like I said, you know how the critics being on them. They're gonna hold that against it. It always gonna go back to the quarterback, especially if you an MVP. So it's like you got to get it done.
To be thorough, because we mentioned his passing from last year. During his MVP year, yeah, he did lead the league in passing touchdowns. He threw 36 touchdowns to only 6 picks. With 3,000 yards through the air, but we know he ran for 1,000 as well. So that's 4,000, over 4,000 combined yards.
Yes.
Now,
we are not seeing that this year.
For this year, currently, my God, this motherfucker, that boy Russ got 28 touchdowns already.
Man,
God damn.
Hey,
yeah.
Russ got 28 touchdowns. Pat Mahomes got 24. Rodgers got Pat Mahomes got 25. Rodgers got 24. Brady got 20. Man, this league, this is not our league from when we were growing up, man. This shit too easy. But anyway, we'll talk about that another day. God damn. But right now, Lamar is down at 12. Got 12 touchdowns, 4 picks. So yeah, y'all right. He ain't nowhere near, and I don't see him catching up to that. Russ got 28, he got 12. He ain't catching that shit unless Russ go down.
By the way, Lamar has came out and said that defenses are calling their plays, whether it's run or pass, before they do it.
Greg Roman.
Hey,
Greg
and
Roman again.
Clay, I remember you used to hate that motherfucker. You used to always talk about Greg Roman.
Man, look, man, all that big ass head and can't still drop no play with that big ass head, man. Wasted brain power.
Now, I will say this. well, before I say this, I want to ask y'all this. All right, so this is really we slick doing 2 topics in one. Still on Lamar though, cause he's the MVP. We ain't seen nothing like him really since Vick. We seen running quarterbacks, Cam, big ass, Russ, but Lamar really put us in the mind of Vick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's just that electric. So I heard Shannon Sharp say that the Ravens will not be able to win a Super Bowl with him unless he learns how to throw the ball more effectively. Now, that struck me, given the stats I just gave y'all, that he did throw for 3,000 last year, had 36 touchdowns, only 6 picks. And the fact that they have the number 1 defense. Like we said, Russ got the 30th defense. The Baltimore Ravens have the number 1 scoring defense right now, giving up only 17.8 points a game. So if he can lead the team to 6 field goals,
he can score 20.
They can win. If they can get to 18, around there, or get 20, okay, they can win. Do y'all think with a great defense like that and the way he plays, let's say it doesn't improve. Let's say he doesn't get back to throwing the ball like last year, but they stay consistently in their running attack. Do you think they can pull off a bowl with that kind of stud defense?
Are you saying this year in particular,
this year? Because how with all the injuries and all that kind of stuff, I don't know what might happen going forward. If their defense will remain the same. Like New England had the number 1 scoring defense last year, but this year they let some guys walk due to money. We got the COVID pullouts and all that kind of shit, and we got some injuries, and we see what's going on up there. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So this year,
okay, I don't. I ain't saying this.
I'm all with it.
I don't see them winning this year, because as I said, for defenses like Lamar that came out and said. And when defenses are able to know what you're doing, and like you said, like 17 points, I mean, that means your offense has really regressed like pretty bad because 17 points today.
No,
I would
that's what the defense giving up.
no, that's what I'm saying. So let's just say the opponent is scoring
Oh,
17.
okay. I'm with you. I see where
You
you're
get what
going.
I'm saying?
I'm with you.
The opponent is scoring 17, and your offense is not putting up, can't put up 20. That's gonna be rough. And when the defense knows what you're gonna do, bro, the offense in trouble.
Now they putting up, to their credit, the Ravens are putting up 28.4 points per game this year. That's ranked 8th in the league. So they got a
And,
top 10 defense. They got the number 1 defense in the league, and they got the 8th offense.
See, this is
and
my
so
thing.
oh, go ahead, Clay.
This is my thing though. I think look like, and I hate to say this, but them boys Ingram and them ain't running the ball like they was last year, and I
Okay.
think that's time
That's true.
until like I said, going back to Lamar Jackson with how he was passing. It was like the defenses was so focused on stopping that run that it opened up everything. And so like now, I think they was betting on Dobbins to be like just this electric player picking up later on. And he
Mhm.
not. I mean, he okay, but he ain't like, you know what I'm saying, like just basically taking over the
Hey,
backfield like I guess they wanted him to kind of do.
now to that, Clay. I don't think they actually giving him a fair chance because they splitting up all these carries between.
Yeah,
Well,
him
Ingram
and
hurt
Gus,
now, but it was Ingram, Edwards,
Gus,
and Dobbins.
and
A
him. Yeah,
running back does need a rhythm. He
yeah.
he, he needs a rhythm.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I ain't like whatever it is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
like you know when it's somebody like when a coach be like, okay, the way they were talking about him preseason wise, it was like, okay, he may be the guy. But
Yeah.
going just back to the original point of like I was saying, that running game I don't think is effective as it was last year, and that kind of it's like Lamar run game set up the pass game to him, and that's what critics really kind of getting onto him about. So it's like I don't think they can win, period. Like they're not gonna win no Super Bowl. Like you saying this year, no, I don't think that this year, even though with that defense, but even with like in the future, because it's like, okay, we just came out that scenario like that where we had elite defense, and when it comes to going up against an elite offense, it's an offensive league. Like the league is gonna reward the offenses more than they will the defense. Like it ain't back in the day like how when we was watching football where it was like, okay, if you had the Ravens defense, you just could have just threw anybody underneath there. And long as they put up, long as they ain't just throw away the game, they was good. The way the league is now, it's like it's the firepower and the offensive firepower is what's dictating these games. So it's like you can have this top defense, but what if they stop? What if you know what I'm saying? What if the league allows a lot of stuff or just makes it easier for the offense to score and you in a shootout? And we see that okay, that's the worst. That's the Ravens' kryptonite is being in a passing game, especially when you down, when you can't run yourself back into the game. So
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna be able to win unless, like Shannon said, he start pinpointing stuff. And like I said, it seems like it's Hollywood disgruntled about certain things. It may not be on Lamar because he can only do what the offensive coordinator goes by.
See, that's my
But
thing. The play calling
yeah,
Nah.
yeah, the
because
play caller.
19 of 23 in today's game. Why is Lamar only throwing it 23 times? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think this is why. They number 1 in the league in rushing.
yeah,
They number 1.
because they gonna
They running.
run.
They averaging 170 yards per game.
How many rush attempts per game?
Rush attempts per game. I don't see the attempts per game where they
Okay.
running 266, and that's number 1.
Okay.
They number 1 in attempts. They number 1 in yards. Yards per attempt. They number 3 at 5.1. So they getting half a first down every time they run that motherfucker.
Well, I stand corrected. I
That,
I
but,
don't know.
but I
Yeah,
think you're right in terms of
It's not as
them,
effective though.
well, them having to come back. Like if they had to come back, that's the ultimate question. Could he run a hurry up offense and get them back? But this is my pushback on this. This is what I was thinking about. Because it came out of Shannon Sharp mouth, so that made me go back to the 2000 Ravens, and they had Trent Dilfer, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think yeah.
So Trent Dilfer, or I also go back. Y'all remember the Buccaneers, Tampa 2 Buccaneers? Warren Sapp and Derrick Brooks,
Brooks,
and Lynch and all the motherfuckers.
Lynch.
Quarterback with Bradshaw. I don't think them motherfuckers can run no hurry up either and bring your ass back. So,
It was a different league.
And they pocket guy. But is it though? It's still, I think it's still predicated on defense, man. It's still, I think everybody say offense sell tickets, defense win championship. I really don't think that has changed that much.
It ain't like in the essence of it, like to be able to get to the chip, you need that. But I'm saying, what happened when you run across like Kansas City? Like with us, like this is what I'm saying. Like we seen
maybe
it
they won't
last
get
year.
down. Maybe they got the number one defense in the league. Maybe they won't get down.
And that's what I'm saying. And with us, like I said, like I thought we had it kind of in the bag, even though we gave Mahomes fits. He shouldn't even have the MVP. But I thought we had that game in the bag because I'm like, we got the number one defensive line in the league. They got one of the worst offensive lines in the league. In that Super Bowl, them boys ain't get penalized. You know what I'm saying? And then there was a lot of questionable holding calls, in my opinion. So it's like, okay, when you don't get pressure on a quarterback, that's gonna open stuff up. And like I said, it's different defenses run different schemes. But I'm just saying, like, okay, like when you get to that, like if they happen to see a Kansas City, right? All right, I still think that the refs gonna lean towards Kansas City more than they'll lean towards the Ravens defense. Well, that's just me.
I agree. I would pick Kansas City over them for this. Not even involved with the ref. I would pick Kansas City because Kansas City got a good defense too.
Yeah, well, I was just saying run across an offense. Like if you have an offensive juggernaut.
I know their offense good. I know we focus on Mahomes and all the sexy shit he do. But last year when they won the Super Bowl, they had the number 7 scoring defense in the league. The man had his defense was good.
Jones.
They gave up 19 points a game. You know that boy can go get 19. He go get 20, excuse me. 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals.
Yeah, you might just go on and say it. 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
I was trying.
What
I was trying to do is say like maybe the other team defense is doing something and they try to hold.
3 touchdowns.
You don't think these Ravens can even hold them down like that?
Nah.
No, I think if the game is close, it's close because it's a shootout.
This gonna be interesting. That's my dream matchup. I want to see
that would be exciting.
I want to see Ravens, Chiefs. We got one team where we got the ooh-wee boy who I think I told y'all pump the brakes on Mahomes. I just want to see him have to go through something.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you with Mahomes. He got a perfect setup.
I want to see him go through something, but I do believe he could one day be the GOAT. With the physicality, he got the skill. Okay, I want to see that. Versus this team that we just said, number 1 in rushing, number 1 scoring defense. That would be like Ali Frazier. Styles make fights. That would be a hell of a game to watch.
Then I think Kansas City, they really this year. I don't know about this year, but last year wasn't it like they was like we was glad the 49ers stopped running the ball on us because we really couldn't stop it. So like, you know what I'm saying? So that, like you said, that style.
That's right. I don't know why the fuck y'all stopped running the ball last year.
Shanahan, he did the same thing with the Patriots and the Falcons. He did the exact same thing.
I picked y'all to win that Super Bowl.
He did the same thing.
I picked y'all over us, and I was right. And I picked y'all to win that Super Bowl because I was like, this running game is fucking incredible. So maybe the Ravens can get it done with that run game and that defense. We'll see.
Yeah.
Or maybe they get down and Lamar show all us, motherfucker, I can do whatever.
Yeah, they're gonna have to give him his respect.
That would be, listen, if he beats the Kansas City Chiefs, even if the record doesn't suggest it, we gotta say he can win big games.
Yeah,
because I think that's the ultimate test right now.
Let me look at this schedule real quick and just see. I know we saying the playoffs, and that's what matters the most.
And the Steelers, if he beat the Steelers,
he still got
Steelers that next
go
around.
Them coming up, right?
He still got them.
So he got a chance to where they gonna be at? Cause where they lose to him previously. I'm pulling up the schedule right now. Okay.
To me, it wouldn't matter.
He got the Titans again. Well, not again.
Yeah, that's like,
they ain't played them yet. I apologize. They got the Titans.
But that's like, you know.
I mean, that's
who can run the ball the best. You saw who gonna run the ball the best? To me,
I like that Smash Mouth. That's
Yeah.
well,
But I'm saying the Steelers, the Steelers going, well, I don't know, because Ben kind of funny that when I don't get Ben, or when I get Ben or get Steelers players, when Ben get hurt, he want to stay hurt, but then
Oh,
now he can
you talking
tell
about
both
fantasy
knees.
football?
Hey, he can
okay.
injure both knees and miraculously he ain't tore nothing up.
I think 2 out of the next 3 weeks we will see something. Next week you got the Patriots. Like we said, we know they got a lot of shit out, and I don't know. They doing my boy Cam. My boy Cam got to do a
He did not
Herculean.
sign up for this.
He didn't
For
sign up
that.
for this. And
For
people
real.
trying to judge it like it's apples to apples. It's not. It's
Right.
not even the
It's
same
not.
team from last year. But after next week, they got the Titans, and then they got the Steelers again.
I think that's 2 big games, though.
I like to see how Lamar does in those games.
Go. Subscribe to our daddy's YouTube channel. He's the best. Hit the like button, turn on the notifications.